Let's jump into it, fam. Let's jump into it. Listen. Life will be what you settle for. Life will be what you settle for. And what you settle for, you deserve, right? But this is something that goes in many different ways. Now, a lot of people get narrow-minded when they think about that. A lot of people get narrow-minded when you say, hey, life is what you settle for. They start thinking, yep, settle for this job. Yep, whatever that means to you. Settle for this partner. Yep, settle for this. But life literally is what you settle for. What you allow will continue, and what you settle for, you deserve. Now, when I say this, think about how real it is. The things that go on in your life. The moves that you make. The life that you're living now. Right? In all areas of your life. Look at the things that you just allow to continue. Look at the things you just accept. Just observe it. Just study it. Don't even judge it, right? Just look at the things like all areas of your life where everything that you got right now, everything that's going on in your life right now, you have settled for this. And the moment you don't settle, you make changes. Right? The moment you start thinking, there's nothing I can do about it. See, this is interesting. A mind that wants to settle will cut all possibilities. It will close all the doors of opportunity. It will psychologically shut down. It wouldn't see the solution to a problem, right? Because it convinced itself, oh, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do to make this happen. Because you settled for it, right? But what happens when you don't settle? What happens when you just don't allow things to continue, right? And you look at all areas of your life. You say, okay, I'm not going to settle for this. I'm not going to allow this to continue, no matter what it is, right? What happens to the mind? Curiosity. The door is open. Your mind starts to open up a little bit. You start to see things from a different perspective, from a different angle. You don't listen to other people who tell you, yo, just settle for this. You open up your eyes a little bit more. You ask a little bit more questions. You observe a little bit more. You get more interested day by day, moment by moment. The details matter. See, the details matter to a mind that is interested. The details matter to a mind that is interested. When you're not interested, when you just settle, you just accept. In all areas of your life, think about it. Oh, I got this just depression. I got this anxiety. I got this pain. I got this fear. This is just the way things is. Physically, my body's just like this. Physically and mentally, I'm just like this. When you just settle for that. See, dullness kicks in. You accept things, and when you allow these things to continue, what you settle for, you deserve. Think about this, fam. Think about it. What you settle for, you deserve. Because you literally said, you know what? This is good enough for me. You know what? This is the only thing I think I can do. You put your own limitations on yourself, and you just accept this position that you're in. Oh, this is just where I'm at. This is just the only thing I can do. It's like, oh, you settled for that. But why? Why did you decide to stay the same? Or why are you fighting hard to stay the same? Why have you settled for that position psychologically, physically, emotionally, financially, mentally, all areas of your life, right? When it doesn't have to be this way. When one decision can change it all. When we live in a different world today where there is no excuse to why you don't know something. Right? There is no excuse to why you don't understand. You're just not interested. Anthony, I don't know how to do this. Cool. Well, there's millions and millions of information out there that can help you do that. You're just not as interested. You're not interested. You say this is a problem, and then once that problem is said, you move on. Right? Okay, this is a problem I'm having. You move on. But when you're interested, you dive into shit differently, right? You observe things differently. You become aware. You're like, wait a minute, I don't have to accept this. I don't have to accept this. I don't have to accept this relationship. I don't have to accept this job. I don't have to accept this environment. I don't have to accept how I look physically. I can make real changes with my body and mind. Wait a minute, is this real? See, there's no reason to why you're not solving these problems. There's no reason to why when you say you have a problem or you have a situation, you have an issue, that you're not making an adjustment or you're not diving into it further. There's no reason why besides what? Many people have settled for it. They convince themselves that there's nothing I can do. But what if that mind was just, that's not the mind. What if that mind was open? As in unlocked. What I mean by open is unlocked. What if that mind was unlocked? Unlocked from its limitations. Unlocked from all the stories it tells itself. It think, oh, this is not possible. What if the mind was unlocked that way and say, you know what? I'm not going to settle for this. I'm not going to settle for this environment that I put myself in. I'm not going to settle for this position I put myself in. The moment you realize that everything that's happening in your life happens because of you, the moment you realize that, you start taking responsibility. The moment that you say, oh, I'm in this position because of me, is the moment that everything changes. Now, the people who do not want the responsibility will always say, no, I'm not in this position because of me. Because the moment that I start saying that I put myself in this position, that means I got to take myself out of the position. And if I'm afraid, if I'm scared, if I have all these problems in the mind that I want to run away from, will I accept responsibility? Will I want to take control? If I've settled, do I want to see that I'm the problem? Think about this, fam. Do I want to see that I'm the problem? Do I want to see that I am somebody that I put myself in this position? Do I want to see that when I built an entire life around the avoidance of that? A mind that's settled is a mind that starts to get dull. It ignores the problems, right? It ignores the details of what's actually going on. So now it points its energy and direction towards something else. Okay, I just want to feel now. Check this, fam. Because I've settled, whatever area of life I've settled for, that part of the mind, that part of the body starts to deteriorate. It's almost like autopilot. I overlook those details. I overlook that part. I overlook that side of me because I've settled. I've accepted. I've overlooked. Now the details don't matter. So now my energy, my focus is on other things, and I just want to feel good now. I want to feel in other areas, right? So now the greatest escapes comes in. That's when the greatest escape routes come in. Think about what I'm saying. Think about this. Think about it. I hope you guys are following in a real way, Hope you guys are following. I've settled for this money that I make. I make $100 a month. I've settled for $100 a month. I've settled for this partner that I have. I've settled for this position that I'm in. I've settled in these areas of life. This is my environment. I've settled for this. Now, because I've settled, there is no intention to understand the thing that I've settled. That means I settled for only $100 a month. I have no intention to understand how money works because I'm okay with $100 a month. I've settled for this partnership. I settled for all of its misery. That means I don't have the intention to understand the partnership. I don't have the intention to understand what's going on. Are you following? I'm depressed. I take these pills for depression. I've settled for this depression, which means I have no interest to understand it. I just accept it. I have anxiety problems, people say. I just accept it. Now what happens? When it happens, I run away. but I don't never look to understand it. It's always looking for the temporary fix rather than the root cause. So what you settle for, you deserve. And what you allow will continue. And because you settled, you lose interest. The mind that has settled is not interested. I got all these fears that I just accept. Oh, this is what I'm scared of. This is what I don't do. This is what my life is. This is that. And I just accept. Which means I have no interest in understanding it. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Look how oh man, this is so interesting. This is so interesting to me. I've settled for this, and then I complain about the results I get from the fact that I've settled. I settled for this. Hey, look, this is just where hey, you know what? This is just the amount of money I make, right? I make $100 a month. It's just the way it is, you know. There's nothing I can do. You know, it's hard out there right now. You know, gas prices are high, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the government's not helping much. You know what I mean? Only $100 a month. But it's okay. You know, I'm blessed. You know, I'm alive. Look, you settled for this. So now there's no interest in wanting to understand how money works. And I'm only using money as an example. I have no interest to understand how money works. So then what? Because I've settled, I have no interest. But then I complain about the results that I get from not having the interest. It's like, damn, these bills are through the roof. Damn, you know, I got a lot to pay for it. Damn, I got a lot to do. But there's no interest. Because if there was interest, you would understand how it works. We live in the information age. There's no reason to why you don't understand how something works. The reason why you don't understand is because you don't have the time and energy to understand it. Because time and energy takes interest, takes passion. I'm interested, so I put in time and energy. When I'm not interested, I don't put in time and energy. I put my time and energy on the things I'm interested in. That's financially, physically. Oh, you know, I'm not liking my body. I'm overweight. I'm too skinny. Whatever. I have low energy. Okay, cool. When you settle for it, you adapt to the misery of it. You adapt to it. You adapt to the low energy. You adapt to that body you're in, right? You look at it and say, okay, cool. I don't like the way I am physically. I don't like how I feel, more importantly than anything else, physically. Instead of learning, if you're interested, you will learn, you will make the moves, you will study it, you will observe it, and you will make the adjustment. When you're not interested, when you just settle, you allow it to continue. And then as it continues, because you settled for it, you get the results of being that way. Oh man, you know, my knees are starting to hurt. Oh, my back is starting to hurt. Oh, my feet is hurting now. You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I've been having low energy lately, like these back pains. It's like, what are you doing physically? Are you taking care of yourself? Yeah, you know what? I'm trying. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. It's like, man, if you were interested, what would happen? If you are interested, you will see yourself and you will see what is actually going on. If you were interested, you'll dive into the details. See, but when you've settled for it and the mind and body is able to adapt to whatever comes its way, it can adapt to anything. And that includes misery. That includes the position you're currently in. That includes the thing that you've settled for. When you have convinced yourself, hey, this is just the way it is. When you convince yourself there's nothing I can do. When you convince yourself, you know what? It's not that bad. At least I can live to the next day. When you convince yourself that, you know what? If I just play it like this, I'll be fine. When you've convinced yourself, you settle for this. You're not interested in understanding how the process works. You know, you're not interested. in how the process works. You're not interested in understanding the details of the situation you're in because you tell yourself it's okay. I've always been like this. I've been like this for 10, 20, 50 years. Cool. So you just settle, right? Now, settling it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what level you're on in any area of life. There comes a point, whatever you settle for, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong, that's not judging it. What you settle for, you deserve because you just accept it. Instead of taking ownership and responsibility of your situation in a real way. Because when you're interested, you see clearly and you see the details. But you can't fake that. You can't fake interest. You're interested. I'm telling you, everybody who's on here, regardless what position you're in, just understand it doesn't have to be that way. And that right there, when I recognized that, when I saw that for myself, when I saw, wow, the position I'm in this position because of me. I put myself in the position I'm in because of me. I've made decisions that led me up to this point. I've accepted certain things. That was me. I was gullible on certain things. That was me. I wasn't interested in certain things. That was me. I put myself in the situation that I'm in today. It's me. The moment I realized it was me, that I was the problem, it was the moment I realized that I was the solution. And I said, man, life is what you settle for. Because then I look around at the details. We're talking about 9, 10 years ago, living in the Bronx, New York, sirens every day, loud noise outside. Many of you know the stories. And you look around and you're like, wow, people have settled for this. I settled for this and I was blind. I was purposely blind, or I put myself in I wasn't blind. I put my energy and focus towards something else. So I can see, but I see what I want to see. I can see, but I'm only seeing the things I'm choosing to pay attention to. Life is what you settle for. And if you look around, look at all the things that you complain about. Look at all the things you say, I wish it was different, What are you really doing about it? What are you really doing about it? It's like the position you're currently in makes the most sense. The position you are currently in makes the most sense. What are you doing about it? What is it that you're focused on? I hope you guys are really following this, man. Oh, man. Because if you pay attention clearly, look closely, fam. Look closely. Look at the details. Look around. Whatever it is you're doing right now. If you're doing something where it's safe to look around, and you can see around, look around. Look at the things that you've accepted. Look at the clothes, look at your house, look at the people around you. Look around the environment you're in. Open up your bank account, look at that. Get real, look at yourself butt ass naked in the mirror if you want to. Look at yourself in the mirror and be, look, this is what I've accepted about me. This is what I've accepted. And then ask yourself, does it have to be this way? Ask yourself, does it have to be this way? Look at all areas and ask yourself, does it have to be this way? And the answer is no. It doesn't have to be this way. Look around closely. Don't alter what you see. Don't hide what you see. Don't judge what you see. Don't judge it. Look around. Look at yourself. Look at your face, look at your hair, look at your hands, look at your nails, look at yourself, look at your body, look at yourself, look at the clothes, just look. There's no judgment on how things should be. I'm saying look at you where you sleep, look around, look at the people you hang around, look at the details of the person you talk to every single day. Look at the details on look at the quality of the people you talk to on the regular. Look at the quality of your conversations. Look at it. Just observe it. Be on the phone and be like, yo, look at what we're talking about. Observe it all. See yourself. Look at the phone that you're watching this from. Look at it. Look at the quality of it. Look at it. Touch it. Feel it. Look at it. Just look. Just look at everything. You start to see, holy shit. The things that I complain about, the things that I say I have a problem with, I've settled for. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Look at the back pain, the neck pain. Yo, I settled for this. I have no interest in understanding what the fuck is up. Look at the bank account. Open up the bank. Wow, I got $74. I've settled for that. Is it wrong? Is it bad? Is it good? No. I've settled for this. Why? Because in the information age, even when you don't know what the heck to do, even when you don't know, you observe and you question. Even when you don't know, you're interested. Oh, I don't know what to do, but I'm doing something. I could be lost in the fucking middle of the trees, in the middle of the forest, middle of the woods. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just going to go. I got to get out of here. Where are you going? I don't know. I'm just moving. You're going to move in this direction. I'm going to walk this way. Why? I don't know. Then you start to use the tools and the resources. Where's the moon? Where's the sun coming up? Oh, shit, that's east, or this is west. Oh, over there. Okay. Oh, shit, let me go this way. I don't know. You just start figuring shit out. When you don't know, you just still move. So when people say, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. There's a bunch of shit that I don't know. But I move until you move to get a result. Which means you're in the middle of a fucking forest. You're in the middle of the woods. And you're like, I don't know where to go. And you go straight down. And the moment you get on the other side, you're like, oh shit, this is not the right way. It's that way. Oh, now you know where you're at. Now you know where you at. Now you know. Now you're aware that you went this way. You went the wrong way. I was like, oh shit, I didn't want to go this side. I wanted to go the other side. Because here's the cliff. Looks like let's go this way and see, let's see if we can go the other side. Is there another way? Now you have something. See, even if you don't know, you still move. So what you settle for, you deserve. And that includes all of your fears, all of your insecurities, all of your worries, all of the things that you say, this is just, you think that's part of you. You think that's who you are, and then you stamp it and you make it permanent. This is just who I am. This is who I am. This is just who I am. And then you settle for that as you. When in actuality, that's just something, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. You can look at your fears. You can look at your insecurities. You can look at your worries. You can look at your environment. You can look at your body. You can look at yourself and say, man, you can look at your income, or you can look at the money you're making, the people you're around, and say, you know what, man, it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. And the moment that you understand that, in a real way, the moment that you see, damn, I am where I am because of the things I've settled for, I am where I am because of me, what can stop you? Who can stop you? Let me ask you that. Who can stop you? Who can stop you when you take total responsibility? Let me ask you. Who can stop you when you take total responsibility? Who can stop you when you're interested? Who can stop you when you have curiosity? Nothing's impossible when you have curiosity. Why? Because you're just figuring it out. You're like, what is that? How can I make it happen? How you think we are where we are today? How you think how you think we got to this point, to this position? Let me ask you, how do you think as human beings, how do you think we got to this position we're in today? Curiosity, interest, the technology that's available to you all around. How do we get to this point? Interest. I'm interested. I'm curious. Is there a way I can create a rocket ship or something that goes into space? There's got to be a way using the tools that's available right now. Life is everywhere podcast. All love, always with the badge. I see you. Always getting the badges. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you something. How do you think we got in this position? You think a mind we got in this position with a bunch of minds that are not interested, a bunch of minds that don't want to solve problems? You think we got to this point as human beings, just accepting and settling? Oh, well, there's just got to settle for these caves. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing we can do. What do you say? There's nothing that we can do. There's just this cave, and you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. No, the mind says, you know what, man? Can we solve this problem? How can we do it? How can we create it? Is there a way to do it? Is it possible to even do? Is it possible? Let's keep it open and never close it. Let's keep that tab open. Let's not close the tab. Let's keep that tab open and available, meaning unlocked. The tab unlocked. Let's keep that unlocked. Is it possible to understand the process of this situation? Is it possible to solve this problem? So now a mind that's creating all this technology, a mind that's thinking about, hey, you know what? How can we have life on Mars? A mind that's thinking about how can we bend metal and put some fuel behind it and fly it across the world. A mind that's created this device that you are watching this on. Can you imagine, will you just settle for, well, there's no way we can talk to anybody. That's impossible. Can you imagine we just settled? See that mind that can do all those things? You telling me you can't solve or understand your problems? You can't fix your money situation? You can't fix your relationship situation? You can't fix your physique? You can't fix your diet? You can't fix your environment? You talking about the mind that bends metal and rocket ships? And you talking about the mind that created bridges? You talking about the mind that's created this car that I'm in right now? The mind that's put satellite in space? You talking about the mind that created a device where you could breathe underwater? Created a vehicle that goes underwater? You're talking about a mind that's created holograms, television screens, microwaves, all these. This is the mind that you can't figure yourself out? Hold on. So hold on. So the mind that's able to create, the mind is able to understand and observe. You're talking about you can't figure out your situation, you're stuck? You're talking about there's no shot at all? At all. There's no shot at all. See, when you put things into perspective, you start to see who you actually are, right? You start to see, holy shit, I am the same thing that created all this technology, everything that off the land itself. Off the land itself, we've created all of this, right? Off of the land itself. Literally. And like I made a joke before. I say, hey, walk in the middle of the forest, go ahead and create a TV. Go ahead. Go in there. Go create it. Make a cell phone. Walk in the middle of the desert. Make a cell phone. It's like, what? Or go in the middle of the mountains where there's metal, gold. Go ahead, make it. How do you start? Where do you start? Where do you start? What's the first move? Well, first we're going to need this device. And then say, how do you know? See, going into this, we are afraid of loss, of losing in some capacity. How did we get to this point? See, a mind that has settled is afraid to lose. Because a mind who's curious is not afraid to lose. A mind who's interested is not afraid to lose. That doesn't exist. Because losing is part of understanding what is true. See, if I want to create something, if I want to understand something, if I'm interested in something, I'm aware enough to understand that I got to start somewhere, right? I'm in the middle of a forest and I got to get out this forest. I'm in the middle of the woods. I got to get home. Where do I go? I got to go the wrong way first. This is how we do things. I got to go the wrong way first. I got to. I mean, there's no fear in that. I got to go. I'm interested. I got to go. I got to make a move. See, when you've settled, you're afraid. Oh, because you know what? This is the most comfortable I can be at. This is what I'm alive right now. And I don't want to jump into an unknown where, I don't want to go through some unknown, adversity. At least this adversity or this misery, I'm aware of. I can survive it. But a curious mind, interested mind is not afraid to fail. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense because we're not here in this position that we're in. Nobody makes a move and wins. There's no history. There's nothing in history. Not even when you learn how to walk. If that was the case, if you had the option to be afraid of losing, you will not know how to walk. Then there's some kids that don't know how to walk. They'll be like, they'll be crawling to the age of 50. What happened? I was just too scared to walk and fall and fail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm 50 years old, crawling still. Crawling. Even when you walk, you fall. When you walk, you learn, you fall. Oh, I failed. Why? Because I'm curious. I want to walk. I want to learn. This is what it is. A mind that is interested, a mind that does not settle is not afraid to fail. Because it would much rather fail than settle. It would much rather fail and reposition itself than to live in misery. It would much rather fail than to stay the same. See, you don't understand. No. No, I'm not saying you don't understand. We don't understand why we are in the position that we're in. We don't understand. Sarah, I appreciate it. Appreciate the badge. We don't understand the position we're in. We don't. Because if we actually understood that we settle for this position, if we actually understood that, do you know how clear everything will be? Zero complaints about the life that you've accepted. Zero complaints about the life that you've created. Zero. Because you're like, yeah, you know what? This is what I want. No, but you don't understand. It's not what I want because the way the system is created, the position I'm in, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. Because the moment that you say that to yourself, it doesn't have to. Say it right now out loud. Ready? Let's all say it together. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have to be that way. Let's say it together. Ready? It doesn't have to be that way. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. The moment you say that, the mind goes, it's not an affirmation. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. And then you stay the same way. No. It doesn't have to be this way. It just doesn't. Like, it's not an affirmation. It's fact. One move right now can change it all. Yes or no? Yes or no, fam? One move right now can change it all. One decision can change it all. One decision can change it all. Can we not see that? Or am I wilding? Am I bugging? Am I going like insane? One decision. Just one. One move. And secretly, you know that one move. I don't even have to tell you what that move is. You secretly know what that one move is. One move. One decision can change it all. One move, one decision, one thought, one idea, one move. You know, it's a decision, not discipline, not a form of maybe let me show up sometimes if I want to. Nah, that's corny. That's shit's whack. Let me, intentional and be, affirmations every day. No, that shit's whack. Put that to the side. You are where you are because you're exactly where you want to be. Now, the moment that you see how real it is, the moment you see how real that shit is, when you're like, I'm exactly where I want to be, everything changes. Responsibility kicks in on the highest of level, because the moment that you do not want to do something, you don't do it. The moment you don't want to be in a certain position in life, you're out. You've done that many times before. The moment that you didn't want to work a job, you left. The moment you wanted to be out of a relationship, you left. The moment that you wanted to move from a different place to another place, different states or different homes, you left. The moment you wanted to make a decision, you made the decision. There's nobody in the world doing what they don't want to do. Listen to me. There is nobody in the world doing what they don't want to do. Remember that. Because if you don't want to do it, you won't do it. Most people just settle because they convince themselves, what else am I going to do? What else am I going to do? Let me just settle for this. What else am I going to do?